Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. I'm here today to do a review on the Mathews HTX. It's new for 2016. It features the no-cam Mathews design, which is basically a round wheel with a cam system on the inside here. Now this cam system came out last year, so 2015, and it came out on two bows, their target bow, the TRG, which is their long target bow, and on the HTR, which they referred to as the most accurate hunting bow on the market. So with this year, they released the HTX, which is a 30-inch axle-axle bow shooting at 326 feet per second. The HTR is 32 inches axle-axle, shooting slightly faster, and that's basically it. It's also slightly lighter than the HTR. It's Mathews rate this bow at 3.99 pounds on the scales. With a whisker biscuit, it came in at 4.1 pounds for me. So it's a little bit lighter than the HTR, a little bit shorter. Same cam system, same limb, same pockets and all that. The riser design is slightly different. You'll see this system here, which you'll see on the new Halons for 2016. It has a position on the back for a rear stabilizer system. The draw length is adjusted by modules. You take the modules off top and bottom. You can change the let off and the draw length. So you've got to do it top and bottom. You don't need a bow press. And that's basically it. It features a roller cable slide here. It's served here, so you should get very little wear. And that's basically it on this bow. The grip has also changed from last year. They had the little ridge, which you'll see on the HTR when I show you the HTR. It's now smooth at the back. So this is designed as a smooth, easy to shoot hunting bow. Nice and light for someone walking around. And when I want to compare this bow to other bows made, basically I picked all bows which are around 30 inches axle-axle and which are light to compare this bow. So the other bows I want to compare this to today, the HTX, 4.1, 30 inches, 326, and around 1350 Australian dollars in America. It has a recommended retail price of about 1,000 American dollars. The HTR's slightly heavier, 4.3, 32 inches, 330, same sort of price point. The PSE Decree is 3.9, 32 inches, 354 feet per second, and same price, 1350. Now there's no surprise these bows come in at the same price point, because these bow manufacturers obviously want to price their bows to be competitive. The Areana 4.1, so it's actually weighed at the same weight as the HTX, with a whisker biscuit on it. Axle-axle was 30, so same. 345, so a little bit faster and a little bit cheaper. And the G5 Prime 4.1, which was the same weight. Axle-axle was 31, and speed was basically the same at 1100. So the bows I want to compare this to. So I want to do a speed test with it and shooting this bow. So first off I want to do is compare the other bows on the market, and I want to start with the HTR. So Mathews last year, when they brought this out in 2015, I had a bit of a run at the start of the year with this bow and people wanting it, and then it slowed down. Now the people who brought these bows from me, they liked them. And I've got a guy in WA who's the state champion there who shoots one. I've got a guy in Victoria, which is just another state in Australia. He loves his bow, wrote me a big page on why it's the best bow ever made. But then they slowed down. Now I think part of the reason for it slowing down, I think there's a few reasons, but one of the reasons for me why it slowed down was speed. A lot of hunters are looking for fast, hard-hitting power. That's an issue. The draw length is adjusted by modules, so if you want to change the draw length, you're going to have to buy new modules. That's a bit of a downturn. Availability on Mathews, so far I'm still waiting on the Halon X's to come in, and we're now in the 5th month, so I've had none in this year. I mean, Mathews produce a top quality bow. I mean, the finish is outstanding on this bow. It's just, the warranty side, Mathews virtually, indestructible bow. It's a fantastic bow. But one of my major problems with this cam system, when Mathews brought out this cam, they said this is accurate target cam, so it's for target shooters. which is cool. So they said, okay, we'll have it for a hunting bow. So this is a really fast hunting bow. Let's put that back. But the problem was that the Mathews target shooters didn't adopt the no-cam system. And this is part of what I believe. In America, these might be selling hand over fist. But this year, in 2016, the Mathews top shooters, Braden Galantine, Alex Waffler, the other guy, anyway, I forgot him, 4 of them are not shooting the TRGs. What they're shooting is Hell on X's, and they're all shooting Hell on X's. Dan McCarthy, they're all shooting Hell on X's, which is a big cam system which looks like this, which is a hunting cam system. That's the cam system, which is very fast, and what they're doing is they're shooting on a 35-inch bow. So for a hunter, they can go, well, actually I can pick up more speed with a Hell on X or a Hell on, and all the target shooters shoot this because they're shooting really well, and they are shooting well with them. Why do I need to shoot the single cam, which is the no cam, which is slower? And to me, that's part of the identity problem. Mathews didn't have enough of their target shooters go to the no cam system. So as a result, I think it kind of struggled. Well, it did for me. I sold quite a few no cams, and people like them. I've got people shooting them basically around Australia. They like them, but it didn't have the inertia after the initial release. And I just think, like on a World Cup stage, major tournaments, you're just not seeing enough of these out there. But we're going to go through this bow being shot in a second. The other bows, which, so if you walk into my shop and you want to compare bows, if you're looking at the HTX, you've got $1,300, so you're looking top of the line bows. And what customers generally do is they say, I want to have a shot of the different bows. So you'd be shooting this one, you'd be shooting the HTR, the Areana. This is $1,100. I think it's a nice bow. It's about the same weight. It's got rotating modules, a little cable guard which spins down, 345 feet per second, so slightly quicker. It's a nice finish. The limbs are pretty similar to the Mathews. I'm going to say the shootability is a little bit different, but we'll go through that. The Decree is really, really popular for me from PSE. Rotating modules, draw stop, for a limb draw stop, cable draw stops. The bow's a little bit lighter. It's a forged riser. Price is the same price, $1,350, but it's one of the fastest bows made at about $355, $354. So to me, this is a really popular bow for people looking for extra punch. And as a sales pitch to people, you basically, as you go up in price, the bows become faster. Now with the Mathews HTX, that's not the case, because as the bow goes up in price, what you're getting is better quality, not more speed. So in fact, some of the cheaper Mathews bows will shoot faster than this. So, but they don't have the machine limb pockets this has, they don't have the twin harmonic dampeners, and the bow probably won't shoot as nice. So it's a different sales pitch. Now the last bow I want to look at also is the Prime Ion. Now Prime make a fantastic bow. This is a forged riser, really, really strong. It's quite light. It's actually the same weight as the HTX. The issue I have with this bow, I think the grip's really nice. It's not draw length adjustable, so it's draw length specific. So if the draw length is not correct for you, it has the twin cam system. If the draw length is not correct, you've got to buy new cams, and that's a little bit pricey. But it's a really nice bow. Weight's good, about the same sort of speed as the HTX. And the price should be similar, and I think I've just got this bow discounted because I have trouble selling them because of the draw length adjustability. I think that's the major reason for it on the primes. And this stuff probably sells well in America because there's so many shops, and the shop will be selling will be a Mathews shop, or will be a Prime shop, or will be a PSE shop, or will be a Hoyt shop. In Australia, we have very few shops, so the shops tend to carry most lines. The shooters here have a lot of choice on bows. But so that's the HTX. I think it shapes up well, and we're going to shoot this and see sort of how it rates and how it rates compared to the HTR. Because if you're looking at this bow, why would you buy the HTR over the HTX? So on the question of the HTR over the HTX, 30 inches versus 32 inches. 32 inches should be a little bit more forgiving than 30 inches. But this bow is lighter, and hunters will prefer a lighter bow. So I think, for myself, target shooters will generally want longer than 32 inches. So the HTR will not be in the target shooter's range. This will be primarily aimed at the hunter. It comes in the camo, it comes in a black, and I think that's it. It might come in two camos. But to me, this bow will take over sales from the HTR because it's lighter. It's about 0.2 pounds lighter. So on the scales, this one came in at 4.1, the HTR came in at 4.3. So to me, this bow will take over the sales. So now it gets back to what's this bow like to shoot, and does it shoot as well as Mathews claim it does. So let's try that out. Okay, so I'm back here at 18 meters. I fitted a basic 5-pin sight to it with a basic whisker biscuit, no peep sight, just a D loop. I haven't sighted in this bow, so I've got no idea where the arrows are going to go. So we're just going to shoot some arrows and sort of see how the bow feels. I do prefer this grip to the last year's HTR grip. It's a bit smoother, so I do prefer the grip. And the weight is really, really nice on this bow. So physically the bow is very, very light. Mathews have great accessories, 2-piece quivers, which are great, matching camo, HTX, RRS, and there's obviously matching sights you can get, matching stabilizers too. So drawing this bow back, I've got this bow set. This is a 70-pound bow. Now each turn on the limb bolt was 4 pounds, and this bow wound back no problems to 50 pounds from a 70. I've got it set on 60 pounds right now at 29 inches. I'm 28.5, and I do shoot 60 pound for my target bow. So this should be relatively easy for me to draw. So as I start off here, it's very solid, very solid. I'm almost struggling a bit there. And then I get here and it's hitting the valley, hitting the valley, hitting the valley. Now it's dead stop. So, and it feels a little bit long in the draw. Now it feels like I'm holding a bit. I'm just aiming up. Now it seemed to hold quite well in the center. I don't have any stabilizers here. So the pin held well in the center. Now, comments about this bow, archers say this doesn't have a big valley, so the chills have a big valley, so you get back and they can seem to hold it forever. It's not the case with this. There is a definite valley, but it's not a big valley. And people say, well, because there's not a big valley, it kind of wants to rip out of my hand. I don't find that's the case. I found the draw very solid at the start and almost difficult. And to me, the valley's, the valley sort of, as I draw it back here, it's kind of starting there and now I'm there. So to me it's quite a big valley. Very rock solid wall. Fire one more. So there's no hand shock when you shoot the bow, it's just dead. In overall bows, how good is the hand shock on this bow? It's as good as any other bow that I've ever shot. I'm not saying it's better than some others. The Martin was good. The other Mathews are good. The PSEs are good. The G5s are good. There's really nothing. It's just dead in the hand afterwards. I like the draw. I like the bow to shoot. The draw cycle. The draw cycle, I prefer the chills. I prefer the Hallons. So it doesn't surprise me at all that the Hallon outsells this bow. But it is the valley's smoother than the Hallon, but the Hallon's a bigger valley, if that makes any sense at all. Now when I sell bows in the shop, I generally find that the Mathews no cam is one of the final bows that people get to when they're choosing bows. So they basically, they start off with maybe 6 bows and they start to eliminate them. This bow gets down to one of the last ones they either select or they don't select. It takes them a while to get used to the draw cycle because it is a little bit different. Okay, we'll just go down and see those arrows. So here's my group. I had no stabilizer on the bow. The stabilizer will make you a lot more stable, improve your accuracy. I didn't have this bow sighted in before I shot. I had 2 slightly low arrows. These arrows were really, really close, so those 2 are touching. I was shaking around a bit when I was aiming. I was generally holding towards the 10 on the pin. So to me, that group's kind of in a hand size. Is it good? It's not bad, 1 or 2 bad shots there. The bow felt nice to shoot, so I would shoot this bow with more weights and I'd shoot it with stabilizers to get rid of my shakiness. Overall, you'd shoot better with it. I wouldn't say the accuracy is any better than the other bows. The shorter axle makes the bow harder to shoot. I mean, I have no issue shooting 50 meters with this bow whatsoever. To me, what feels good about this bow is the actual shot. When you release it, it's just dead in the hand. It's very quiet. There's no vibration after the shot. It has a string stop there. So overall, it's a nice bow to shoot. So I'll put it through the speed machine now. Now I'm shooting gold tip velocity 400s with a 90 grain hyperspeed point. It's the same arrow I use on all my tests. Slow bows shoot 270 and the fast ones shoot a little bit above 300. So this bow, based on its IBO speed, should be somewhere around the 270 with these arrows. So let's go and shoot it. Okay, we're out here to test out the new HTX with the speed machine, with the chronograph. See what sort of speed we get. As I said, I'm shooting gold tip 400s, velocities. My draw length is 28.5. This bow is set at 29. It's at 60 pound. These arrows I think are about 29 inches with a 90 grain point pin knock system. I forgot the weight of my arrow, but basically the slower bows shoot about 270. The faster ones are up around 300 with this setup and these poundages. So let's just see what we get out of this bow. .292, that's pretty good. I'm really happy with 292. That's not the speed I expected. Based on the speed this is published at 326 IBO, which is 70 with certain weights, draw length of 30, and so 292 is a pretty good speed out of this bow. Let's shoot one more. .290. So that's a good speed. I think I'm getting I think it's a similar speed to the chill. .293. So 290s, 292, 293. that's a pretty good speed from the HTX. So I'm pretty impressed with that. That's a lot faster than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be around the 270. So this is a quick little bow. Overall, I like the bow. Is my favourite bow on the price point. So what's good about this bow is the weight. Module adjustment's good, but obviously rotating module's better because you don't have to go and buy modules. But this allows you to adjust the let off as well, so you can go 65% from 75 to 65 to 85 if you want that bigger valley or less let off, which is a good thing. Mathews make a fantastic product. You know, it's high quality machined. It's a product which will last, I'm going to say, forever. I have noticed that with time, these little rubbers here and the harmonic dampeners, I'll just push these out so you can kind of see. These come out. It's a little rubber, and you can buy new rubbers here. They do wear out with time and age. The replacement parts are about $20. So, but you can shoot the bow without it. It's not necessary to have it. Overall, I think the Hann X, the HTX is a really nice shooting bow. In its class, is this a bow at $13.50 I would buy? Like, yeah, it's a nice bow to shoot. But I think the Hann X to me and the Hallons in this price point, I think they're a little bit more expensive. To me, would be a little bit more preferable. A bow, a little bit more speed, I believe, on the Hallons than this. The draw cycle is really nice on this. I like it. I like a bow a little bit longer. Axle, I prefer 32s for hunting, but there's a lot of people who like 30s. So overall, like, it's a nice little bow. You've got the question about, is there other bows which are better than this? But the best way to do it is to go into an archery shop and try the different bows out, because there's some people who try the Chill or try the Halo and go, oh, too big a valley. They try this and they go, I much prefer this one to draw. And that's just personal preference. So when I say, look, I prefer this bow, I prefer that bow, it's just personal preference. This is a great bow. If you rock up an archery range with this, or you buy this bow, you're going to be completely happy with it. And, you know, I'm going to say happy forever, because, I mean, I've never had a problem with these. The paintwork on this one is some little marks down here, just down there. There's some little marks. So it's not a baked finish like the Prime, which is basically you can't scratch, but it's still a good finish. The paintwork's crisp, the film dip process is crisp, the accessories are fantastic with Mathews. So overall, I love the Mathews product. The price point is probably a little bit higher than where you want it to be. Mathews in Australia are a little bit higher than the equivalent PSE product would be, and that's not that we're making more money, because we're not. I actually make less money on Mathews than I do on the other bows. And it's always been a bit weird to me that the Mathews price in Australia tends to be higher than the equivalent product in America, where with PSE we're identical. So I think that's more about the price I pay for this from Mathews, because then I've got to wholesale it and retail it. I think I pay more as a percentage than from other bow manufacturers. Like the Areana is $1,100, and we'd be smack on with the American on that bow, and same as the Decree. But I don't think, you know, $100 or $200 is probably affecting the sales of this bow. I think it's just hunters are preferring, you know, more speed, and I think the Hann and the Hann X will be a far more popular bow than the HTX, which is this one. But this is still a lovely bow. It's really well balanced in the hand. It rolls forward without a stabilizer. It does have the ability for a back stabilizer to be fitted for more balance. Overall, it's a great little bow. So I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Enjoy your archery, and if you do pick a HTX from Mathews, you will enjoy it and have a great time shooting it. Thank you. Bye.